I guess back to the room we go because we weren't done. Oh, coño carajo! What is that? Hi friends, it's me, KillshotKitty, back again with another video. Today we're continuing on with Spirit Hunter NG. So in the last video, we came up to a house that we believe is haunted. Confirmed it is haunted. I won't get too far into it in case you haven't watched it. If you do want to catch up on everything we've already done Spirit Hunter NG and Spirit Hunter Deathmark wise, I do have a playlist right here. But before we get started, I'd like to ask if you could please help out the channel by hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button, and leaving a comment down below. Alright friends, short intro, let's get into this game. 8:13 on a Friday. Just like today. Except it's not the 13th, but it is a Friday. The next day, I wake to an oppressive heat. I drag my listless body outside and trudge to the electronic shops in search of batteries. Since this is an older battery, I'm not having much luck finding what I need. By the time I get what I set out for, the sun has already set. Why are the lights on in my room? That's strange. I'm sure I shut them off when I left. Oh, no. I wouldn't even walk in there. What do you mean? I can hear faint sounds from the other side of the door. Something's definitely inside. It must be a ghost? I know it's ridiculous, but nervous sweat beads up and a cold drop runs down my back. How is it ridiculous out of everything you've already seen so far? All the crazy and disturbing events of the past few nights have my emotions running high. I hold my breath, I grab the doorknob, and I slowly turn it. There's no resistance, it's unlocked. I breathe in and cautiously crack the door open. Hey, welcome back. Oh, the cat burglar type lady. I let myself in. What are you doing in my apartment? I wanted to talk to you before we head to the Black Rabbit. So you picked my lock? Yeah, waiting outside would have been so boring. What, does it bother you? Calm and composed, I see. What a mature young man. So what do you want to talk about? I'm sure you've heard all about me from Bond, so I don't see what else you'd want to know. I've heard about the underground matches, Ami's abduction, and Kubitaro's case too. There was something I needed to hear, and I need to hear it directly from your mouth. Bloodmetry, that strange power you claim to have. Do you know something about it? Yes, though it's just a hypothesis. That's better than me. I don't know the first thing about it. I suppose if I'm to be your teacher, I can't really turn down such a sincere request. That mysterious power of yours is an extension of your intuition. You might know it better as your sixth sense, a little something that warns you of danger. You're saying it's like my instincts? Yes, you could call it that too. Everyone possesses it to some extent. However, your sixth sense is unusually keen. It's probably why you never lost any of those underground matches. Of course, you also had the physical abilities and reflexes to react to the danger you sensed. I can kind of get a sense for what she's saying. When I focus during a fight, I just become so much more aware of my surroundings. That's gotta be that sixth sense. But the true value of your sixth sense isn't limited to that. Animals are fascinating, you know. Abilities that aren't necessary for survival are pruned. On the other extreme, they can awaken new abilities if they need them to survive. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? The day Ami disappeared, I met Kakuya. I knew that my life was in grave danger. You're saying that meeting woke my sixth sense, this bloodmetry power? Precisely, you're an excellent disciple, but not every person gains some great new power when they face imminent danger. I believe in your case that you likely already possess that ability. Perhaps a parent or ancestor of yours had spiritual powers. Don't ask me. My mother was just a normal woman. She didn't have any weird powers. What about your father? I don't even know what the guy looks like. All I know is that he abandoned my mom. I see. I apologize if I upset you. Nah, I don't care. Anyway, you sure know a lot about the spirit world and all that. I must say, it's nice to have a disciple who views my skills with such respect, but all my friends know everything we've just discussed. It's common knowledge. Wow, what kind of friends are those? You got a group of supernatural fanatics or something? A certain sponsor has hired me to investigate spirits and supernatural activities, and Bond's helping me with that. A group that investigates spirits? Sounds like something from a comic book. So, who's the sponsor of yours? The head of a distinguished family you've heard of. He has some strange abilities himself. He uses a peculiar way of thinking to solve supernatural cases most people wouldn't consider, like defending a spirit's attacks with a plastic sheet and a broken umbrella. It's quite reckless. That's from Spirit Hunter Deathmark. What the hell kind of idiot is that? He looks like your basic sullen middle-aged man. It goes without saying that he's not my type. Great. He's currently on an overseas business trip with a friend, which is why I have to traipse around investigating cases now. Although, thanks to that situation, I was able to meet a wonderful young man like you. Well then, it's about time. We should get going. By the way, Kijima, do you happen to know if anyone's committed suicide in the apartment before? How should I know? Why would you ask that out of the blue? There's an extremely ominous presence in the apartment. I didn't want to worry you, so I wasn't going to mention it, but I changed my mind. Have you experienced any unusual phenomena? Yeah, a bunch of weird things have happened. I almost died once, too. And yet, you seem pretty unfazed. Well, obviously I didn't die. I mean, I don't know about you, but if something like that happened in my house, I'd A, try to move out as quickly as possible, and B, be extremely upset about it. And so much stuff has been happening lately that I might just be getting used to it. You're a pretty carefree kid. I sense a power in the apartment that draws spiritual beings to it. Like a famous suicide spot or a haunted area. Well, thanks. I feel all warm and fuzzy now. So what am I supposed to do? Without knowing what's causing it, it's hard to recommend an effective approach. Moving out would be the easiest solution. I really don't have time for that. And anyway, I'm not some weakling that's gonna move just because of some stupid ghost. I figured you'd say that. It's your life. Do whatever you like. But if it starts getting on your nerves, just come talk to me. When we arrive at the Black Rabbit, the lights are on. Oh, welcome. Aunt Natsumi's there and she looks exhausted. I wasn't expecting to see you here. Yes, I won't be here long though. I have to meet with the new detective. Her eyes are completely lifeless, although that's to be expected. For 2 weeks now, she's been doing anything and everything she can think of to find Ami. Police, detectives, flyers, and the internet. None of it has helped. Would it help if I told her that Ami's alive but being held hostage somewhere? Even if I did tell her that, there still wasn't anything she'd be able to do about it. Worse, if she gets involved, she could end up dying just like Maruhashi. Despite that, should I still tell her what I know about Ami's situation? What a rough decision. Yes, I'm gonna say yes. Hey. Sorry, Akira. I have an appointment with a detective. We'll talk some other time, okay? Natsumi quickly leaves. Is she trying to avoid me? After a bit, Rose, who was waiting outside, comes in. So, was that your aunt? She seems so distraught. It was painful to even look at her. Hey, sorry I'm late. That Mahjong game got intense at the end. What's the matter? What's got you two looking so serious? You're the most incorrigible, thick-headed man I have ever had the displeasure of meeting. Before, you're beyond all hope. Death would be a kindness to you. Dang! Huh? What the heck are you so mad about? I don't have the energy to explain it to you. Well, how's the investigation going? Don't you dare tell me that it slipped your mind and you wasted all your time playing Mahjong. Don't be ridiculous. I'm a consummate professional. Here's all the info I've found so far. He didn't have any friends or close relatives, so I wasn't able to get much, but I grilled Miroku's publisher and it paid off. I finally got my hands on this. Oh, so he originally wanted to be a doctor, did he? Changing career paths from doctor to an author is quite a drastic life change. Yeah. The reason he did so is a mystery. Apparently he didn't talk about himself much. But it's doubtful that cash was the reason. The Miroku family is extremely well off. Yes, that's evident just based on that mansion. A poor author wouldn't be able to live like that. Apparently, his publisher never once set foot in that house either. Seems like Miroku hated anyone intruding on his private life. This chapter is about to get really dark, isn't it? So Basically, if we are to learn about his private life, our only option is to rummage through that mansion. That's right. I also looked into what was recorded on that T-tape. The girl disappeared half a year ago. She was last seen at an intersection about a 5-minute stroll from the Miroku residence. I see, so that's why there are regular patrols around that area. But if that happened half a year ago, why are they still maintaining that patrol route? As it turns out, a number of other girls have disappeared around the area too. They're ancient cases though, so I didn't have time to dig into them. That concludes my report. Good work. Well then, should we head straight to the Miroku residence? We must unveil the truth that lurks within the darkness. We go our separate ways at Kisuji Station, just like yesterday, and each get on the train. Yakumo Miroki, born in 1944, age 55, unmarried. Hometown of Tokyo, surgical intern after graduation, sudden debut as new popular author at age 27. 1979, release of Dark Fairy Tales, kids horror book collection, became a bestseller, becomes famous as horror author. That sounds awesome. Last work, Old Bamboo Cutter's Dream, about Princess Kaguya. It sounds like Kaguya and bamboo was like that puzzle we had earlier. Huh. Coincidence? Maybe. Who knows? I reached the Miroku residence without any particular trouble today. Another wonderful night. I feel like we'll make great progress with our investigation. You got here fast today. Oh, well, I learned after my trip here yesterday. Anyway, same plan as yesterday? Yeah, you and someone else go investigate. The other one stays behind to watch. Sounds all right with you? Yeah, that's fine. Well, if there is a flaw to this plan, Ban looks toward the Miroku residence. It might be the fact that we already explored most of the mansion yesterday. We already checked the hallway, living room, and the bedroom, but there are no other rooms. Hang on a second. From the outside, the mansion looks like it would have a second floor, at least an attic, but from what we saw yesterday, we didn't find any stairs anywhere, right? Wait a moment, it doesn't necessarily have to be stairs, right? Maybe there's a ladder hidden somewhere? Rose made a good point. I missed those details on my first day of investigation. Let's take one more look around the rooms. That's all we can do, just have to use our feet, eyes, and hands. Time's wasting, let's get this started. All right. I think this time I'll go in with Ban. All right. Rose, you'll be the lookout. No problem, leave it to me. I'll see you both later. All right, let's go. I'm so scared right now. Oh, what's that? Already? A text. Oh, is it D-Man? I open up the message. D-Man, D-Mail, how are you? It's D-Man. I prepared your next riddle. Repeatedly hurry the movement of the monster that moves without rest. This almost kind of sounds like a puzzle I remember from Silent Hill. I think it was the second one, Silent Hill 2, about a clock. They kind of talked about something with like movement like this a little bit. It wasn't worded like this or anything, but that would be the only thing that makes sense around here. Like that ticking, I can hear the ticking. Hey, look at that later. The investigation takes priority. I know, I'm coming. You don't know that? Like, this could be really important. Where's that clock? What? Another phone call? I'm not picking that up yet. As we stepped into the room, the loud ringing suddenly stopped. Tch, don't surprise me like that. I should check it out just in case. Not right now. We're checking for that D-Man. Okay. The old pendulum clock. There's an old pendulum clock on the wall. So I said big monster. We'll do the long hand. I push the long hand around in full circle, but nothing happens. Let's do it again. It says constantly moving. Nothing happens? One more time? Maybe? When I spin the long hand, the clock makes a noise. I open the glass door. Oh, and a card falls out. All right. Yeah, let's go. I lower my gaze to the writing on the card. Emails sent by the devil. If you read them, you'll kill someone. Some murderers have mentioned this urban legend when interrogated. The motives for the murders are unknown as the attackers claim to be tempted by an evil spirit. In some cases, the victim and the killer have never met. The only thing in common in each case was the mention of the devil. No traces of these mails were found, and no one remembered the contents exactly, except the subject line. It was that ex-detective guy who told me about these cases, though they came from a police officer he knew. Unluckily for me, this was the exact kind of case I enjoy. They're fun to work on, but I never get any compensation for it. I went and put an ad in a magazine with a warning not to open the mail in hopes of finding someone who knew something. I got one response and met with them. My purpose was to identify the sender. The IP address provider didn't exist, and I hit a dead end. A few months passed after I started investigating. That's when I got the mail myself on my cell, like it was coming after me. I went mad with joy when I saw Devil Man in the subject line. What do you think was inside? An endless string of 4 letters. Lisa. Liza? You know, I feel like I've seen an AI with that name, but that's not important right now. These letters sound familiar. It was a case for Mr. K. This has gotten long, so time to wrap up. But there's one more thing I'd like to mention that might be making you curious. That is, of course, who killed me? Don't be alarmed. The reason's not important, but curses have no effect on me. At any rate, the ex-detective's on the Liza case, so focus on your own problem. Best of luck to you. Okay. I guess we'll check the phone now. What that? Some kind of card game? Honestly, I'm not really sure. The pendulum swings without stopping. All right. I get so worried that there's a ghost somewhere. Is that rotten fruit? It's a rattan basket. The fruits inside are all black. The fruits inside the basket are so old they've all turned completely black. They're completely dried up. I pluck one fruit off of what seems to be a bunch of bananas. Oh. Oh, okay. There's a black phone on top of the storage shelf. Ugh. I take the handset and put it to my ear. I don't hear anything. Is the line connected? I turn on the flashlight and follow the telephone line coming from behind the shelf. I notice that something's stuck in between the storage shelf and the wall. I try wedging my hand in, but the crevice is too small and I can't reach it. Find something? There's something stuck between the shelf and the wall. The space is so tight my hand can't reach inside. Then let's move the shelf. Yeah, that's probably the best way. Oh. Let's try and move this. Move the shelf. Let's try it. I'll give you a hand. Bon and I go to the sides of the storage shelf and... All right, let's do this. Now, With his call, I pick up the shelf. Perhaps the wood is dense because this thing is far heavier than it looks. Whoa, it's heavier than I thought. We just need to move it a little bit. Don't hurt yourself, old man. I'm not a senior citizen, damn it. Here it goes. Oh boy, we move it a step or two and set it back down. Damn it, I almost threw out my hip there. So, did you get the thing? Yeah, it was on the floor. So what do you think it was? Quit playing around and show it to me. I light up the object with the flashlight and show him. It's a cassette tape labeled H. Oh great, what else are we gonna hear on this? Do I want to know? Looks like it was worth putting my hip at risk. I wonder what's recorded on this tape. Do we want to know? No ghost in here this time. That's good. Well, we're gonna find out anyway. Nothing about the boombox is different. There's no tape in it, and the battery is just as we left it yesterday. Oh, that's right. I remember that I bought the replacement battery. I take the new battery from my pocket and swap the batteries. Oh, you're prepared. We shouldn't have any problems playing the tape now. I put tape H into the boombox. Oh boy. I press the play button. No sound comes out of the speakers. Hey, are you sure that battery's good? Well, the tape is spinning just fine. Maybe it just hasn't gone to the part where there's sound. Suddenly the phone from the next room rings. Huh? What the heck's going on? Are we supposed to answer the phone? But the tape is still spinning inside the boombox. Let's go take a look. Do we want to take a look? Like, I don't really want to at all, but okay, fine. Oh man, I'm not ready. I summon up some courage, take the handset, put it to my ear. Radio nose? I hear something that sounds similar to the when tapes are played back. I listen to the headset, just hoping to hear something else. Huh? I almost fling the headset away in response to the scream that pierced my ear. What? Hey, what happened? I'm all right. It's nothing. I can't afford to miss any of it. I immediately return the handset to my ear once again. It hurts so much. Please just end it. Just kill me already. What the hell is this? I hear a girl's voice pleading desperately. From further away, I hear the murmur of an old man. Sorry, I want to try to keep you alive, but that might be impossible with all 4 limbs cut off. The phone ended with the man's statement. It ended. Judging by your expression, I'm not sure if I want to hear what you heard, but I guess I have to. Tell me what you heard. All right. I described the girl's scream and the voice of the man who apologized. If what he said about cutting off all 4 limbs is literal and is true, then there's a recording of something truly terrible. The entire time I heard a sound that sounded like a tape noise. I couldn't hear it directly, but I think it was what's recorded on the H tape. All 4 limbs cut off, huh? What the hell's this guy thinking apologizing when he's the one doing it? Sounds like the logic of a psycho. There's no point in thinking about it. We're trying to figure out why he became like this. I think that's what he said. Oops. I skipped that a little too quickly. Oh boy. Alright. I guess back to the room we go because we weren't done. Ay, coño, carajo! What is that? What the hell? I can't contain my shock as my flashlight lights up an object on the ground. I gather myself and look at it again. Is that a doll? The object sitting on the bed seems to be a little girl doll. I'm no doll expert, but I can tell that it's more sloppily made than the Kakuya doll. Its clothes are dirty and there are a couple reddish black stains on it. It's wearing a weird mask. What the hell is this mask supposed to be? It was a beak, so is it a bird? The duck! That ballet! Who cares? Let's check it out. I mean, I care. That's that little, I think that's supposed to be the little girl that went missing. There's blood on it. There's a reddish black stain on the doll's clothing. This might be a blood stain. Looks like blood. Maybe I'll give it a try. I let out a breath to relax and press my fingertip to the blood. Oh man, I don't really want to know what he sees. I hear sniffling, crying sound. Along with it, I begin to hear a quiet voice. Kijima? Hey, is something wrong? No, I'm all right. I heard a voice. The voice was saying famished. What kind of name is famished? Means they're super hungry. Wait, is that a serious question? No, I mean, I'm saying that I have no idea what they mean by famished. Oh, that's what you mean. Well, the word famished means hungry. Oh, that's the first time I've heard of it. Is it some weird dialect? Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, because they wouldn't really use that word in Japanese language, would they? Okay. I was like sitting there like, ha. I don't know. They probably say something different. Let's just leave this for another time. It's a waste of time explaining it. It's strange that a doll would be hungry, but that's what it sounds like it's saying. Maybe it needs food? I have this dried up fruit. I take out the dried up fruit from my bag and place it on top of the doll's lap. The mask makes a sound and then, huh? The mask falls to the doll's lap. Obtain pheasant mask? Pheasant? Okay. Inspecting for, I see there's a single nail hammer to the, looks like this nail's for hanging things. Maybe if we put, but nothing happens. Okay. I put the Okina mask. What about the pheasant mask? Oh, that went. I placed the pheasant mask on the frame. Hey, it looks pretty all right. Maybe it was hung up here? Uh-oh. Just then I hear something move in the hallway. What's going on? I quickly remove the mask, but the shaking won't stop. Hey, look! Eventually, the vibrating stops. The hallway entrance appears at the mud wall in front of me. Whoa, seriously? Is this a ninja lair or something? This is the first time I've seen an actual real trapdoor, but it looks like we saw a glimpse of the true face of the owner of this place. What are you talking about? There's only one type of person who would build something like this. A paranoid person and someone who is possessed by something. Possessed by what? That's the million-dollar question, kid. Come on, time to see where this hidden passage leads. Okay. We make our way down the extremely narrow path from the hidden entrance. It's really cramped. Well, there are rooms on both sides. This path probably goes between the two rooms. At the end of the path, there's another door. Looks like this is our only option. Let's see where this leads. Are we sure? Oh no. I hear someone walking on something walking on the roof. Beyond that door. I open the door and I'm shocked to be looking at the front entrance of the Miroku residence. What? What? Oh, hold on. Wait a second. Is this really possible? Huh? I mean, I don't believe it either, but it's actually happening. Hold on a second. Keep calm. Chill out and take a look around. What I noticed next is that the secret door I thought we opened earlier is now closed. Everything else seems to be the same. Why is the entrance to the secret passage closed again? I don't have a damn clue. I'm positive that we entered the secret passageway and opened the door. Did something happen the moment we went through the door? That thought gives me an idea. Hey, we entered from the door located at the front entrance, right? So what happens if we try to leave? Like doing the opposite of what we just did? Yeah, if we end up back at the secret passage by doing that. I really did not want to think about it, but doesn't it seem like we'd be stuck in here? That's bad. Come on, let's try going outside. I rush to open the door and once going outside, I see the unchanged Miroku residence once again. Phew, that's a relief. You scared me there for a second. Rosé, our lookout, looks at the two of us with a confused expression on her face. You two certainly look like you're having fun. Did something happen? Yeah, you see. I retell what happened when we went through the secret passageway. Well, I can't believe it, but it must be true if you're saying it. Piecing all the information together, it seems that when you enter the secret passage, you enter a different Miroku residence. A different Miroku residence? How's it different? I'm not sure. It could be in a different time situation, just some specific state. We travel to the Miroku residence in a different state by entering that door, is what I mean. If we had to come up with an explanation, that's the hypothesis that makes the most sense. Okay. Assuming that you're correct, how is that even possible? There are some extremely powerful curses and thoughts that sometimes cause phenomena like this. Stairs that take you to the same floor or an intersection that leads to the same place. These are examples I've heard from someone who actually experienced them firsthand. Ah, from the hotel in Deathmark. I don't believe that at all, but I guess I have to since it's actually happening. If we're experiencing this phenomenon, then it means that there are greater dangers ahead. Are you going to continue investigating? I'm fully prepared to face these dangers. I've gone through it up until now. This is nothing. Attaboy, that's the one thing about you that I like. All right, then let's continue our investigation. I think this time, though, I'm going to take her. Because she knows more about what's going on. Oh, you're back. You're currently teamed up with Bond. Want to switch partners? Switch to Rosé. No problem. You're on lookout now, Bond. All right, I'll see you there later. Rosé, stick to the mission, you hear? All right, let's get going. If we're in a different state, let's see. The moment I enter the room, I hear something from the back. Is that a boombox? I hear the button being pressed once again and the noise from the tape stops. What? It's a boombox. It looks like a pretty old one. Taking a look, I see that there's a cassette tape in the boombox. Didn't we leave tape H in there? I ejected. I noticed that it's labeled A. Again? It's an important clue. We have to listen to it even if you don't want to. I rewind the tape and press the play button. And immediately a shuddering voice echoed. More screaming! A girl screaming fills the room and then it finally quiets down. We hear silence for a bit, then... Don't worry, it's just your legs. I'm knowledgeable in treatment as well, but now... The man's calm voice is cut off by the tape stopping. I double check to make sure the tape's done and then eject it. That was excruciating. Yeah, seriously. The screams were buried in my ear. Why are just your legs and knowledgeable in the fields of treatment important? Thinking about it, the owner of the mansion, Yakumo Miroku, was inspired to be a surgeon. Is the male voice on the tape Miroku? I look over and notice that there's another cassette next to the boombox. It's labeled tape H. Why is this here? Maybe I'll hang on to it. Okay. And the doll's gone. There were a lot of children in this house, weren't there? A doll again. I know this doll wasn't here before. I'm starting to be convinced of Rosé's theory about the other Miroku residents. Taking a look at the clothes it's wearing, I can see a light stain on the abdomen. Maybe I'll give it a try. I slowly breathe out and bring my fingertip closer to the stain on the clothes. I'm hearing what sounds like crying again, and from afar a girl's voice saying, this time I hear words I can understand. Cold? Is that what she was saying? Yeah, I heard it clearly this time. Cold, Mom. Unfortunately, I don't see a heater here. If we can't do anything about it, then we'll just have to carry her somewhere we can. Really? Carry the doll. All right. I guess I'll do it. Here we go. I steady myself and carry the doll. It feels heavier than an actual child. Careful, dolls will help you lift them. It'll probably feel heavier than a child. Makes sense. Yeah, it definitely feels that way. All right, now the question is, where should we carry it to? You can't investigate while carrying the doll. Maybe the room, because there's blankets? Entering the bedroom, my eyes immediately shift toward the bed. Those blankets are obviously high quality. I'm sure she won't be cold in that. All right, there it is. I'll lay it down on the bed in the back. You move the blanket aside. As you wish. Okay, here you go. I lay the doll on the sheets and place the duvet over it. Now, let's see how she feels. She shouldn't feel cold anymore. Let me ask her again. I put my fingertip under the blanket. I hear crying voice again. And that voice. Still cold? It's no use, she's just saying the same thing. Oh wait. I realized that I was overlooking something important. Mom. Huh? I think she wants a mother? Well, don't look at me. You're closer than I am, right? Well, the doll definitely isn't satisfied now that... What should we do? I don't know, sing to her. The doll seems to want a mother. Hey, Rosé, sorry, but can you handle this? Oops, I have an image to uphold. Sorry, but we really don't have the time to care about things like that right now. Fine, but only because you're my disciple. I actually skipped a line of dialogue. I know I'm the one asking you to do this, but what are we supposed to do here? Essentially, we need the doll to feel some motherly warmth. I think an imitation of breastfeeding would be best. What? Wait, seriously, you're going to? No, I'm not gonna actually feed it. I'll just sleep next to it and lull it to sleep, just like mothers do. Here, like this. Sleeping under the blanket next to the doll, Rosé speaks to it as she rubs its head. Oh, you must have been so scared. It's all right now. Mom's here with you. There's nothing to worry about anymore. The scary dream is over now. Hush now. Go to sleep. I hear a clack from the mask. Hey, Kichima. Rosé crawls out from the blanket. She's holding onto a dog mask. It just came off on its own. Maybe this means that the doll has been released from her thoughts? Now that she mentions it, I remember the mask coming off on its own when I gave the doll fruit. Yeah, maybe. Oh, and there's this as well. Hand towel. What's this? It was wrapped around the doll's mouth. I assume it must have been used as a gag. The screams I heard in the tape replay themselves in my head. I pick up the doll from the bed. Rosé helps me and we put it back in the living room where it was originally. I would just leave it there. What do you... Okay. Alright. So... I'm assuming we have to go drop off this dog mask on the plate here, maybe? I place the dog mask on the frame. Once again, the entrance to the secret passage appears. As expected. If our working theory is correct, there should be another Miroku residence ahead. That's right. Come on, let's go. She's so excited. And I hate it. I hate it so much. As we thought, the door to the secret passageway connects to the front entrance of the residence. The entrance doesn't look any different aside from the passageway entrance being closed. When I entered the room, I hear the sound of someone knocking on the front entrance door. Who is there? Is it Bon? No, he has a cell phone. Let's go check just in case. Left Miroku. Going outside, Bon is standing around and being a good lookout. What, looking for something? No. Hey, did someone come by just now? The hell? What are you talking about? I mentioned the sound that I just heard. I kind of felt like someone was delivering the mail or something, so I came to check just in case. Should we check the mailbox? Well, obviously nobody's here. If the knock was that loud, oh, then I would have heard it too. You didn't hear it? Nope. Well, considering everything else going on with the place, there must be some sort of reason. Maybe you should take a quick look outside. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's check the mailbox. Digging around, my hand bumps into something. It's a cassette tape labeled S and a sparkler. Tape S and sparkler. I understand the tape, but why is there a sparkler in here? Looking closer, I see scorch marks on the tip of the firework. Looks like it was lit, but the flame went out before it reached the end. Well, the obvious answer would be harassment. He probably didn't talk to his neighbors much. I see. You know, while I'm here, I may as well switch to Bon. Okay. Hey, so how did it go in there? I don't know, maybe it'll work out, because it seems like Rosé was needed for the child under the blanket. I can always come back out if I need somebody else too. Alright. Rosé, you're on lookout. No problem, just leave it to me. Au revoir. I'll see you both later. Alright, let's go. Okay. Oh, I just need to walk in. Alright. I didn't really see anything in that living room of this version, so let's check the bedroom. I don't really see anything here either, though. Oh wait, we need to play that tape. All right. Tape S. I really don't want to play the tape. See, I knew it. Fell victim to Miroku. Huh. I put tape S into the boombox. I pressed the play button and let out a sigh. There's a long period of idle sounds and then a scream along with the loud noise. The sound makes me gnaw my lips. I never thought it'd be so stressful just to listen to screams. The girl repeatedly screams, "Give it back." I don't want to imagine what she wants back. Soon the scream grew distant, and I hear a man's voice once again. No need to worry, it's just one arm. Let's take our time and cut it while I treat it. The sound cuts off there. I think I finally understand what this man was doing to these girls. It's clear from the other tapes that he's been cutting off the hands and legs of the victims. He's even saying, "Well, I treat it," so his objective isn't to murder. So his objective for cutting off their arms and legs must be something else. I don't get it. Why the hell would anyone need to cut the arms and legs off of anyone? Obviously, this isn't the question that any sane person can answer. It is met by suffocating silence. Let's investigate some more. It feels like we're slowly getting closer to finding that reason. I have a theory. And that is, my theory is he's doing that because he's turning them into dolls. I have this weird feeling that the dolls we're seeing around the house are actually part human. Anyway, okay. Well, I guess let's check the living room again. Oh, I hate it. I find another unfamiliar doll sitting in front of the coffee table. Here we go again. Something about this doll immediately jumps out as different. Is that one naked? This doll doesn't seem like it's wearing clothes, and just like the other dolls, there's a red stain on it. Maybe I can hear this doll's voice. I take a deep breath, move my fingertip towards the stain on its back. I hear some sniffling, crying, then I begin to hear a quiet voice. They may never make this easy, do they? I think the voice I heard was saying I want to go to school, but how would I make that wish come true? Maybe put clothes on it? I had that sailor uniform I got earlier. I use the cute socks too? I don't know. Yeah, we'll start with the uniform. I take out the sailor uniform and put it on the doll. Seems like you're having a tough time, I'll help. Putting clothes on a doll ends up being a lot tougher than I thought. Working together, the two of us finally managed to push the hands and legs through. Woo, who knew dressing up a doll was such hard work, damn. This is probably tougher because this heavy doll isn't helping us at all. I step back and look at how it turned out. The ticking of the clock and silence continue to drone on and on. That's weird, nothing's happened. Is a school uniform not enough? Well, this isn't a school. Seriously? I don't want to think about taking this doll out of here and taking it to a school. The closest school is pretty far from here. Hey, Kichima, sit next to her. Huh? What are you talking about, old man? Listen, just shut up and sit down. Also, I'm not Bon. From now on, you call me Mr. Bon. You got that?
Huh?
Say what? Though it feels ridiculous, I sit down next to the doll as Bon ordered. All right, let's review what we learned in our history lesson last time. So when did Columbus make it to America? Kijima, what's the answer? Bon, pretending to be a teacher, calls on me like I'm a student in his class. What the hell? Something about the ocean blue. Oh, right, it's 1492, right? Good. I'm glad you reviewed what you learned. All right, next question. I'll ask you. Bon points at the doll and throws out a question. What year was the Emancipation Proclamation signed? However, the doll continues to stay silent. Fine, I guess I can help keep this going for a bit. Yo, Mr. Bond, don't you think that question is too difficult for an elementary schooler? Oh, good point. My bad. Oh, I switched the voices? You're doing a terrible job as a teacher. What did you say, you runt? That's no way to talk to a teacher. Pfft, what kind of teacher calls a student a runt? Jeez. That's it. Come here, you little... Oh, want to fight, you fraud? Then the next moment... With a clack sound, the doll's mask comes off. Hey, did you just see that? Oh, no way. All it took was a half-ass act like that? What are you talking about? That was a class lesson no matter how you slice it. I was teaching my ass off there. I'll have you know that I've got a teaching license from my college days. Wouldn't trust it. Well, as it happens, you don't count. Anyway, it worked. You should show some more gratitude. Great. Hey, there's something else on the floor. Shining the light around my feet, I see hard shoes. I don't know about the shoes, but this mask is probably for... Yup, probably. Let's give it a try. A cedar plate hangs from the mud wall. It's apparently a decorative frame. Monkey mask. The entrance to the secret passageway appears. This is the same as always. I wonder if that's true for what's up ahead. I feel like Bon was trying to imply something with those words. Let's just be careful and move forward. I'm not going to. Actually, it seems like every time we go through one of these, we need the other person that's keeping watch. So I'm just gonna grab Rosé real quick, I think. In this particular instance, anyway. Oh, you're back. I'm switching to Rosé. Did I say switching to Bon? I got Rosé. Okay. You're on lookout now, Bon. Yeah. I'm not ready. step into the secret passageway and immediately notice something strange. Hey, this is... The walls are covered in red streaks that look like someone was cleaning off a brush. Is this blood? Looks like it. It seems like a situation that calls for your special abilities. Right. I had just finished adjusting my breathing, so I reached toward a section of the bloodstains. Oh god. Huh? A scream shrieks down directly above our heads. It's even more high-pitched than the one at the entrance, and it hits me like a lightning bolt. My vision immediately goes white, and all strength drains from my limbs. Ugh, I have to move it immediately or I'll die. But do I still have the strength to escape? Great. I'm just gonna drop. If it's above us, it might swing. No, I don't have enough strength to escape. Then I should choose something that will let me stall death for even a second longer. I hold my head and fall on top of the big bloodstain. Then, is this a memory from the blood? My blood reacts. A screaming voice disappears and I hear the high-pitched cry of a bird that sounds like it's communicating with others. Was that crane cry? The friendly cranes were calling out to each other. If that's the clue to stop the sound, then what should I do? I can't scream high-pitched. Maybe Rose can? Oh, thank God. Hey, Rose. I tell Rose to scream through gestures. Scream, pretend you're a bird and scream. Huh. It looks like my message gets through because Rose rears back and screams. However, I can't hear it at all. Damn it, I guess this is it. My despair turns to resignation and then my consciousness leaves me. Same as me. That's all I hear as I slip into darkness. Huh? An unknown amount of time passes. Someone's voice brings me back to my senses. Are you awake, Kijima? I take a second to gather my senses. Did the screaming stop? What are you talking about? Yes, it stopped thanks to your advice. And well, also thanks to my voice training. I never knew I could scream so loudly. So that means... I see, so we're saved. Unfortunately, this is neither heaven nor this river Styx. We are still living out this current life. As long as I'm alive, I don't care. Thank goodness. Anyway, I look up at the ceiling of the passageway. That scream, it came from directly above us, right? Yeah, that's what it felt like. I guess that there's a room above here, but it doesn't look like there's a ladder hidden anywhere. Hey, you all right? Yeah, it's nothing too serious. I just strained my throat from all that screaming. I watched Rose rubbing her throat. I could tell she was yelling herself raw, which is to be expected after belting out a scream like that. I never expected that I would have to match a crane's cry with just my voice. Some pieces mimic cranes with a shakuhachi or kokyo, but I've never heard it done vocally. Shakuhachi is that flute made of a bamboo, right? What's a kokyo again? You're a high schooler, so what's a crude comparison I could give you? It's like a Japanese violin. You pluck the pulled strings with the bow to make sounds, so it's very similar to the violin. I see. I'll keep that in mind. Yes, please embrace knowledge. I also hope that your desire to learn will be reflected on your next report card. Now let's get back to investigating. Yeah, we're still running out of time. The other Miroku residence should be just ahead, right? True. Well then, let's go. Okay. Just as we thought, the secret passage connects to the front entrance of the Miroku residence, but the entrance here has an obvious difference to the front entrance from earlier. Hey, look. Is it for all 3 victims? There are more of these frames. I see. This is starting to get interesting. Let's get the mask out. At that moment, the cell phone vibrates. Right, it's almost. Kitty, we're out of time for tonight. Hey, it's me. Time to get out of here. All right, let's go back. This is pretty good for today. Let's go. Hey, Bon, we're back. Hey, Rose, what's wrong with your voice? What happened? Are you rocking out or something? Kijima, I'll leave this one to you. You explain how I saved us. Huh? We tell him what happened in the mansion, the 3 dolls and 3 tapes, and the screaming in the hidden passageway. That scream again, huh? Yes, but this was worse than before. It was trying to kill us. This may seem rude to Rose, but I'm really glad I didn't go with you. Squawking like a bird just isn't me. If it was you and me, we'd probably be dead right about now. Hey, give me a break. I'm not dying in an unsatisfying death like that. Getting back to what we had covered tonight, those 3 tapes are fascinating. Each one recorded a man dismembering a girl as she screamed and pleaded. What a grotesque hobby. However, he didn't seem like he was just a sadistic deviant. He sounded pretty calm and kept saying things like, I want to make it so you won't die. He also seemed to be very knowledgeable about what he was doing. So it's pretty likely that Miroku's on the tapes. Because he became his children's author, he wanted to be a surgeon. The dots connect. If I recall, Miroku wrote horror-themed fairy tales. I'm quite curious to see how he tied the dismemberments into his work. I'm absolutely fine never knowing the answer to that. I've read some of his major works myself, but there wasn't anything as weird as that in them. I do know about his other books, though. Most of his stuff is out of print. It seems we'd be more likely to find his insanity and inquisitiveness in his minor works then. Hey, Kijima, from what I learned from Bon, your aunt's also a horror novelist. You don't mean you want me to ask her about Yakumo Miroku? She might know some dark tidbits that only someone who traveled his circles would know. We won't know unless we try. See what happens when you ask her casually. My, looks like you're curious too. All right, enough chatter for today. Time to split up. Getting called in for questioning would be a real pain. All right, it's up to you, Kijima. Au revoir. I say goodbye to them and return to Kisagi Station, heading over to the Black Rabbit. I wonder if Aunt Natsumi will be there. Oh, Akira, what are you doing here at this hour? Her cheeks are looking kind of reddish and her eyes are cloudy. She must have had quite a bit to drink. Stop her? You're worried about me? I guess you and Satomi are alike that way. I don't want to talk about my mom. I don't have any good memories of my life with my real mother. She was nice enough, but she couldn't hold down a job, so we lived in poverty. Until Amaname helped find me a part-time job. There were even days when we didn't eat. Anyway, there's something I want to ask you. Do you know an author called Yakumo Miroku? Huh? Where'd you hear that name? A friend of mine is interested in him. I thought you might know him since you write horror novels. Oh, is that so? Yeah, I know Miroku well. I loved his books when I was younger. Aunt Natsumi starts talking about me having to lead her so much. Oh, Aunt Natsumi starts talking without me having to lead her so much, probably because she's drunk. Nobody could deny her the right to occasionally drink her pain away for at least a little while. Miroku used existing fairy tales as motives to build his own horror books. Did you know the Grimm's fairy tales originally had some horrible scenes in them? The famous story of Cinderella is no exception. Her stepsisters cut their feet to try and make the glass slipper fit. They cut their own feet? Yes, that's right. Even if they were doing it to try and marry a prince, that's some serious resolve. Huh. It's probably just coincidence that she chose that particular example, but after listening to those tapes, it didn't leave me with a good feeling. When I was a schoolgirl, I was obsessed with Miroku's dark fairy tale series. He put some bold, dark spins of Japanese folk tales, just like the Grimm brothers. His unique settings and descriptions earned him a lot of passionate fans. He was probably amazing, huh? Yes, in some sense he's a genius, because they're children's stories. They have an informal style, yet they're so realistic. His descriptions of bone, flesh, and blood were so vivid, they sent chills up my spine. You don't say. I'm sure Miroku knew a ton about bone, flesh, and blood. Miroku studied medicine before he became an author. I'm sure he was influenced by that. It's pretty weird for a doctor to become an author. His family might have pushed him to become a doctor against his wishes. His family might have pushed him to become a doctor against his wishes. A lot of his relatives are important members of society. He himself hated worldly things like fame and money. Is that enough background on Miroku? Yeah, that's enough. I didn't know you know so much about him. He was my inspiration to become a horror novelist, but I have to say that Satomi was a much more passionate fan of his than I was. I remember that she'd go to great lengths to learn more about him. My mom was that interested in him? I thought Yakumo Miroku was a total stranger, but now I'm learning that he's surprisingly connected through my aunt and late mother. We've been talking for a while now. You should get home. You're gonna stay here long? Yeah, even if I went home, Ami's not there anyway. Natsumi. I'm gonna lie down in the back. After all, I'll be busy first thing in the morning. Good night. She gets up and walks unsteadily to the inner door, disappearing behind it. I lock the front door of the Black Rabbit and start walking home. As I stroll down the dark roads, I pray that Aunt Natsumi can get some sleep. Alright. Back home we go. Do you think it's another D-Man? A text. Open up the message. From D-Man. How are you? It's D-Man. I've prepared your next riddle. Feed the souls of triplets to the monster that consumes souls. Huh? There's nothing inside the mailbox. Okay. So it's not a mailbox. Looks like the second floor is a boutique. There are photos of featured clothing on the board. It's a poster for hiring part-time workers. Man, that hourly wage is horrible. I search the trash bins by the convenience store. Damn it, why the hell am I doing this again? Light catches on something in the trash. That's gotta be it. In each of the trash bins, there's coins mixed in with the trash. Okay. Coins! Where would I insert coins? Maybe that's the monster that I need to feed the things to? It's a coin-operated photo ID booth, the newest model even. Coins? I enter the booth and insert the 3 coins into the slot. Then suddenly the machine whirs to life. Wait, what the hell? Stepping out, I find a card in the picture pickup slot. Ah! I lower my gaze to the writing on the card. Southeast of Tokyo, at the end of the Izu island chain, an island made up of 100 tiny islands isn't on any map. It's called Rabbit Island. Currently uninhabited, the factories and ruins there indicate people had lived there previously. The only residents are numerous rabbits, and it's said that travelers and fishermen who visit are welcomed by them. How cute. Upon further investigation, I couldn't find anyone who had visited when the rumor had spread, or where it came from. Official agencies gave me the cold shoulder. Thanks to Mr. K, the investigations has made significant progress in recent years. His family used to supply the military during the war, mostly with antiquities. The only living items, around 10 rabbits Mr. K's grandfather raised as a hobby. What the military did with them is unknown, but soon after the war, the family received a request to retrieve them. The letter only had a map with an X marked on a patch of ocean. Mr. K and his grandfather had always thought that the rabbits had drowned along with the warship. But I realized something when he showed me the map. That's right, it was the location of the rumored Rabbit Island. Things got strange after that. Mr. K, the ex-detective, and I decided to head to the last of the Izu Islands with some assistance. Now that I think about it, Mr. K had a bad feeling about it, which ended up being proven correctly. But I won't tell you the source of his bad feeling for now. The island was indeed there and full of rabbits. We discovered that the place felt frozen in time. Memories of horrific battles remained. Human experiments, cannibalism, atrocities beyond imagination made it a natural Eichmann site. It's slightly different from what you're facing now. The heck? We got another D-Man card. Man, he's putting some serious effort into this. Guess I'll go home. I solved D-Man's riddle, so I head home feeling pretty satisfied with myself. Sweet. Several tapes. What? What did that say? All right, this is the part in the video. I'm gonna pause that and find out exactly what that says, and I'll put it right here. I guess that's what it said. Okay. Man, I'm tired. Oh boy, someone's calling me now. Who would be calling this late? Hello? Hey, who the hell are you? You better cut this out. Oh, look. Damn it, it's the one from yesterday. Bet I'll be waiting for a call all night again. May as well take a shower first. You sure? Oh, okay, great. Speaking of, do I have anything to drink after I get out? I'll open the fridge and look inside. Nothing. I'll go and get something from the vending machine. The closest vending machine is in front of the cemetery. That's where we're going right now. We get a mysterious call from probably a ghost, and we go to the cemetery. What a great idea. What should I get? I don't know. The light coming from the machine is kind of creepy. What are you gonna get? I mean, we'll get the semi-sparkling cola. It says cola for those who don't like intense carbonation. I buy 2 bottles. Okay then, time to head back. As I turn to go, a warm, damp breeze blows past me. Ugh, that breeze was gross. Nothing on caller ID, huh? Hello? Huh? Damn it, again with the silent call. Probably the same one from earlier. Wonder how they'll react to silent treatment back. What is this? It sounds familiar. It's TV static, just like what I heard coming from the next door yesterday. Wait, why am I hearing this on my phone? Where's this call coming from? An ominous thought pops into my head. As if they sense it, the call ends abruptly. I better hurry home. What? I rushed into my room. I quickly scanned to see if anyone's there. There's no one. Guess that call wasn't coming from here after all. Man, I'm exhausted. Time for a quick shower. Oh, I forgot to turn it off again? No, you did turn it off again. I remember. Man, I'm exhausted. I'm not ready for this. What the hell? It's the neighbor again. Hmm? No, it was coming out of the mirror. I guess I just imagined it. I feel better now. Time to have the drink I bought earlier. I sit on my bed and drink a semi-sparkling cola. It's barely carbonated and the sweetness stays on my tongue. Sigh, finally time to relax. All right, time to read for a bit. Something's up with this room, like something's out of place. That right there? That right there, you mean? There's little hands. Something's written super tiny on here. What does it say? Don't look. What is this? The writing's creepy enough, but the wallpaper by the words is stained and peeling. Is there something underneath? Should I peel off the wallpaper? Yes. Oh. It looks like the silhouette hanging from the window. What's this stain? Don't look. The voice on the phone said the same thing. Please don't look inside. So was that shadow we saw at the Miroku residence? No caller ID again? I'll just reject the call. Fuck, not again. The calls won't stop. It's getting on my nerves. I'm pulling out the battery. I turn off the phone and remove the battery. This one too now? Better disconnect this one too. Ignoring the call, I yanked the power cord from the outlet. But the ringing doesn't stop. But I unplugged it. Abruptly, the ringing stops, but then the receiver starts to make noise. What the ugh? The screaming is the same as what we heard at the Miroku residence. The instant splitting headache almost knocks me unconscious. I won't last if I don't get this voice to stop soon. The heck? Turn on some music, escape outside, destroy. No, destroy it, destroy it. What if I destroy it? I shuffle over on my hands and knees and smash the phone with my fist. Break, damn it! Break, 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 break! I punch the phone over and over, bearing the pain, and by the time the phone's lost its the screaming's already stopped. Oh, good. Somehow I escaped. That screaming, is it the spirit from the Miroku residence? Nothing else better happen for the rest of the night. Crisis averted, I suck in a deep breath. Man, am I exhausted. Shit, I need a rest before I clean this mess. Collapsing onto my bed, I quickly feel my consciousness fade away. I can't keep my eyes open. We have to figure out how to put this spirit to rest. Next day. Would I like to save? Yes. All right, and this is where we're ending today. All right, friends, and that's it for today's video. This chapter is getting really dark, and it's about as dark as the DLC I did with Spirit Hunter Deathmark. It's messed up, but in a good way. I like when horror stories can make you squeamish like this. It's great. Oh man, I can't wait till next week when we continue with this. All right, friends, please do things that help out the channel, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!
You are watching